Well, this is a bit of a different video. Welcome back to the O2GT channel. Today, we are not doing a game week predictions video. No, this is the ranking of the Prem shirts of the 22-23 season. Now, I've waited a bit to record this video just so I could see what the shirts look like on the players. I think I've got a good opinion on all of these shirts now. I think this is my very solid thoughts. I don't think my opinion will change much this season. Obviously, the more you see shirts, the more they might grow on you. But for now, these are my thoughts on the Premier League shirts. I must say it's been a good season for shirts in my opinion. There's been a lot of bangers. Not just home shirts, but away and third shirts as well. Although, there have also been quite a few stinkers. We're just going to jump in with a 20-1 ranking of each Premier League home shirt, in a little table format like I did my Prem predictions. Kicking us off in the relegation zone at number 20 is Liverpool. Honestly, Liverpool, what the fuck is this shirt? Last season's shirt was okay. It definitely grew on me throughout the season. But this season, why? You've just released a red shirt and you're charging top dollar for a red shirt. I've seen it on the players. Still just a red shirt. And I can't rate this highly at all. It has a nice design on the cuffs, but that's about the only positive I have for this shirt. 20th place. And in 19th place, and their current position on the Premier League table at time of recording, is Leicester City. In the past, Leicester have had some great shirts. Even if they are a local rival to me, I will admit they've had some nice shirts in the past. And last season's shirt was actually quite nice. Normally, I'd be a bit of a merchant for a collar. I'm a collar merchant, as you can see by this shirt here. But the collar on this shirt just ain't doing it for me. And honestly, this whole kit just ain't doing it for me. Like I said, the collar is odd. I'm not really a fan of the usage of gold that Leicester have got going on. I mean, it was alright when they won the FA Cup or the Premier League. I can understand having gold on your kit after that. But you haven't done that since. And you've still got gold on your kit, and I don't think it looks very nice. Personally, of course. There'll be some people that do like that. But to me, this is a very plain kit. Not a fan. 19th place. And in 18th place, just making it into the relegation zone, is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, over the past few seasons, I would say that Wolves kits have not been great. In the past, they've had some bangers. Like, this one is a banger. But the current kit just screams zero effort. I will give him something, though. It's better than last season's, because the sponsor does look a lot better. Last season's was an abomination. I once again feel that this kit is too plain. And that is a common season with kits this season. A lot of them are just plain colours. Alright, we're moving on to Brentford. Now, Brentford are the only team to have the same kit as they did last season, which in some respects is admirable because we're currently in a cost of living crisis. So having people only need to buy one shirt, which would go through 2 seasons instead of 2 shirts for 2 seasons. You know, it's a very admirable thing to do, and I'm sure a lot of fans appreciate that. But as it stood last season, the sponsor is not great. It ruins the shirt for me. The star just looks awful. But it is a nice looking kit. If you take the sponsor away, it's a decent looking kit. And I'm excited for what they'll release next year. 17th place. 16th. And we've got Chelsea. Chelsea. I'll give them credit. They put in a bit more effort than Liverpool. But that's not saying anything. Like, anyone could put in a bit more effort than Liverpool. Now, I liked last season's shirt. I thought it was out there. I think it was funky. Love the colours. It was a banger. But this shirt, compared to that shirt, is not that. Now I understand why people wouldn't have liked last season's shirt. It is very crazy. But this season's shirt it's not great. It's not great at all. I do actually quite like the design on the collar that they've used. And I wish I'd use it on more of the shirt. Maybe like some cuffs or some trim or something. I think it's nice. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of it. But I quite like it. Other than that though, you take that away, it's just a blue kit. That's all it is. I like the colour blue, but it's just a plain blue kit. 16th place. And in 15th place, we've got Tottenham. Tottenham's kit fills the same niche as Liverpool and Chelsea. Very little effort. It's just a white shirt. However, I think there's been a bit more effort in the Spurs shirt than the other two. It is mostly a white kit, but the cuffs and the collar, there's a bit more effort gone into them, and it just rises above the other Nike kits this season. The addition of the Spurs on the inside of the collar is a very nice touch. And all in all, the shirt does not look terrible, but it is really just a white shirt, so I can't give it any higher than 15th. And in 14th place, we've got Leeds United. And this is a rare one for Leeds fans because Adidas actually put some effort in this season. Normally, they would just change the colour of the stripes and that was it. But this season, they did a bit more. The trim on the arms, as well as around the collar, includes the yellow as a secondary colour, which you see on the Leeds badge, of course. And the sponsor and the kit maker are also colour coordinated on this shirt, so it makes it a very nice, cohesive shirt. It looks lovely. Also, at first glance, it is just a white kit, but you look closely on the white portions of the shirt, you can see a really nice LUFC sort of design throughout the shirt. I think it looks really nice. When I first saw it, it wasn't that high, but when I actually had a proper look, seeing those little subtle touches, it's a very nice shirt, Adidas. Well done. 14th place. And in 13th place, I've got West Ham United. Now, this and the Leeds kit could easily have swapped places, but I think the West Ham kit just edges it a bit. It is inspired by the 91-93 strip with the Umbro logo on the shoulders. I think the Umbro design would look better if the design was a solid colour instead of the sort of like scratchy paint wear elements they've gone with this season. But saying that, it's not an awful kit, and all the design elements work well together. Going with a monochrome badge was also a very good idea, as I feel if they kept the yellow in the badge, it would have taken away from the shirt. So going with monochrome was a smart idea from West Ham, and they've created a decent shirt. 13th place. And in 12th place, we've got Newcastle United. Now, I will say, I do think this is a downgrade from last season's shirt, and the sponsor still looks crap. I preferred the collar from last season with the blue accents. I think that looked a lot better. I always like the light blue on the Newcastle kits because that is a very nice colour. So I'm glad to see them use it in little design elements in their kit. You know, it's on the badge, so it looks nice. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of that light blue, but personally, I think it looks nice. I'm not a fan of the sponsor. I think everyone agrees that the Fun 88 sponsor is awful. So I can only put this kit in 12th place at the moment. But next season, I expect their kit to be much better once they get rid of Fun 88. I'm not sure what sponsor they'll go with, so hopefully it looks decent enough. Alright, and in 11th place we've got Everton, just outside the top half of the table. The past few Everton kits have been pretty decent recently, I think. I was a fan of last season's kit with the Dazzle camo, and this one, while a slight downgrade from last season's, is still decent. Now, the sponsor this season does take away from the kit, but choosing between Kazoo and Steak is like choosing between dying and death. They're both awful, and I don't like the Steak sponsor. It ruined Watford's kit last season, and it ruins this kit this season. However, the geometric design you can see across the Everton shirt is inspired by the Everton Tower, and I think that's a nice touch. It'd be higher if you had a better looking sponsor, I think. 11th place. And moving on to the top half of the table, and just making it in, is Aston Villa. Villa did away with Kappa for this season, and personally, I don't back it. I think Kappa make amazing kits. While not all of their kits bang, a lot of them do, especially Venezia last season. Mwah, what a beauty. In comparison though, this kit is a downgrade from last season's. But I'm not saying it looks bad. It does not look bad, but it doesn't look good. A claret V-neck with the light blue trim and a subtle V design throughout the shirt. They all work well together. It's a very cohesively designed shirt. The badge is okay. I'm not really a fan of the like sort of rubbery plastic badges. I prefer an embroidered badge, but it still looks decent. It's a decent kit altogether. I just hope they can get a better kit next season because Castor, I don't really back them as a kit designer at the moment. And in 9th place we've got Southampton with a stolen kit design. Hummel did really well on this kit design, but the sponsor doesn't look great. If you took away from the sponsor, the shirt would be amazing. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I'm a sucker for a centralised crest. If there's a shirt with a centralised crest of a team I support, that's going straight in my basket. Southampton choosing to go with the centralised crest is a much better choice than having the traditional placement because of the shirt design. It has the stripe down the centre, and they can put the kit maker and the crest in the centre. It works really well. If they had them on either side, I don't think it'd look that great. The geometric pattern that can be seen on the white portions of the shirt is a homage to St Mary's Park. The kit is also very similar to the 17-18 kit, as well as kits from the 80s, however it has an inverted colour scheme. But I don't think it deserves the hate it's received. The sponsor though, it's got to go. And in 8th place we've got Bournemouth. Now Bournemouth's shirt actually surprised me this season because I did not think it'd be as good as it was. I wasn't really sure where they could go with just red and black stripes. I mean, we've seen AC Milan, in my opinion, downgrade their kit this season, but Bournemouth actually surprised me in a good way. It's a modern take on their classic design, and it's very nice and eye-catching. It sort of has retro vibes in my opinion. The jagged lines are a lovely break from the normal straight stripes that you normally see on a Bournemouth kit. However, it is slightly ruined by how thick the collar and cuffs are. Why are they so thick for? The sponsor could have done without the yellow logo, maybe a red logo to kind of tie in more of the kit. But other than that, it's great work from Umbro, and probably one of Umbro's best kits this season. And in 7th place, we have Manchester City. Now, this one has grown on me. When I first heard of the centralised logos, I was looking forward to it, because, as I mentioned, I love a centralised logo. But when it was initially released and when I initially saw it, I was disappointed. I was not a fan of the red they included on the shirt, but that has since grown on me, and you know, it's actually quite nice. The kit is inspired by the 60s era with club legend Colin Bell, and you know what? I like a retro throwback. It looks very nice, but it's not the best kit in Manchester, unfortunately. And for once, Man City are below their Manchester rivals. And in 6th place, just breaking into Europe, we have Fulham. Now, Fulham really surprised me this season. This kit took forever to release. I think it released a few days before the season began, but the design is very nice. Now, I was interested to see what Fulham would do with this kit, as they only really go black and white, sometimes adding a splash of red, and they did that this season. The collar and cuffs are what have sold this shirt to me. I will say, it is just a white shirt. Yes, it is. And you know, I ranked all those other plain shirts quite low down. But the cuffs and collar, man, it's the waves of the Thames, and I think that's a beautiful design feature. 6th place. And in 5th place, I've got Nottingham Forest. Now, I will state, probably biased, but I think this is a lovely kit. When it was first teased, we saw the Trent design on the sleeves, and I personally thought that'd be over the whole kit. And if it was over the whole kit, instant #1 spot. So I was disappointed to see that it was only on the sleeves and a bit on the collar and down the side of the shirt. The design is very iconic and means a lot to Forest fans, myself included. The design you see in the sleeves is a representative of the Trent Bridge, a bridge that thousands of Forest fans cross to get to the City Ground every match day. And while it doesn't have a sponsor yet, it looks beautiful. It might ruin it if it does get a sponsor, but that remains to be seen. We don't know who the sponsor is yet. We might not even have one throughout the whole season, who knows. But for now, 5th place, Forza Forest. And the Champions League spots. I think most of these clubs would be happy to be in the Champions League this season. I say most, I think all would love being in the Champions League this season, to be honest. In 4th place, we have Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, I will say, I'm usually a big fan of Brighton kits. Last season's kit was beautiful. The little yellow on the Nike tick and down the sides. Mwah, lovely. And this season, they've got another good kit. I have a feeling this will be a bit of a Marmite kit, as I've seen many people hate on it. But personally, I'm a big fan. The small yellow lines on the shirt look really great in combination with the blue and white of the kit. And while the white does form a H, it's got to be H for highly rated, because this is a good kit. 4th place. And in 3rd place, we've got Hajduk Split. Wait, Hajduk Split aren't in the Prem? No, of course, this is Crystal Palace. Now, this kit is a direct nab from the Croatian First League team, but that's how kit makers work, that's how templates work, and they've actually made some changes to this kit, so it's not a direct nab. And despite that, it still looks beautiful. They did add a lovely collar and cuffs, which overall I think improved the shirt. The blue and red trims on the white cuffs and collar are a very nice touch to an already good looking kit. I love the brushstroke design that they've gone with this season. Macron absolutely smashed it. And in 2nd place, we have Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have shocked me this season, not just with their kits, but how they've been playing as well. But as this is a kit video, we'll focus on their kits, and they are absolutely sublime this season. They've smashed it. As I mentioned, I love a collar, and the Arsenal kit has one that looks lovely. Adidas always smash it with Arsenal kits, but this one is on another level. The zigzag design on the collar and the red panel on the sleeves look lovely on the white elements of the shirt, and I think this is probably one of Arsenal's best shirts in recent memory. Smashed it this season. But in 1st place, and arguably using the same template as Arsenal, is Manchester United. Given what I said about the Arsenal kit, it's probably easy to see why I've placed Man United in 1st place, and it's probably the closest they'll ever get to the title this season. The United logo is placed in a shield, which I personally really like. I love it when badges are in shields. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of that, but personally, I like it. The triangular design seen on the collar is inspired from a 1994 Adidas shirt, and while that shirt looks nice, the design on the collar also looks very nice. The shirt also features some very subtle lines, which makes it look nicer than the Arsenal shirt, despite them being practically identical. They use the same template. It looks nicer than the Arsenal shirt, despite them kits being almost identical, using the same template and all. But I think Manchester United just edge it with their design. So yes, that's my kit ranking of the 22-23 season. A lot of great kits this season, as mentioned previously. I do want to say this is just an opinion. It's very unlikely that you will have the same opinion as me as to where these shirts rank. But this is just my thoughts. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the kits this season, but there's only one kit for me, and that is the boys in the Garibaldi. I'm going to do more of these kit ranking videos throughout the season. We've got away shirts to go through, we've got third shirts to go through, England kits. You know, there's a lot of kits coming out that I need to rank, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe to O2GT, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.